Kahalayim La, Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shah Bahashim Kakdash, A Shalom, Shalom. This is 1 John 5:21. It says, little children, keep yourselves from idols. All right. So we got to keep ourselves from idols. It's talking to the elect. Lord willing, we are those individuals. It says, or I want to get some precepts into that. It says, this is Hosea 14:3. It says, Assure, Assure is talking about Assyria, shall not save us. Assyria was a captivity. We will not ride upon horses. Carnal means, we're not going to rely on carnal means. It says, neither will we say any more to the word of our hands, going into those idols. Ye are our God, so we no longer going to trust in, idols. It says, for in thee the fatherless find mercy. So the Lord is going to be, he's merciful to his people. He's the power that is going to give us mercy. We're not going to find mercy in Islam, Buddha, Christianity, so-called Christianity, and being self-made. We're only going to find mercy in the Lord Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah. All right. All right, this is Judah chapter 5. We'll start at verse 17. It says, whilst they sin not before their power. So when the nation of Israel did not sin before the Most High, they prospered. So when we're serving the Lord in spirit and in truth, not going off, we're living, we're prospering. We're not having to pay taxes, man. We're not having to work for our oppressors. We're at the top. It says, because the Most High that hated iniquity was with them. So when we're not going off, the Lord is with us. It says, but when they departed from the way which he appointed them, they were destroyed in many battles very sore. So when we turned away, we was fucked up out here, for lack of better words. It says, and were led captives into a land that was not theirs. And for example, America, Babylon the Great. It says, and the temple of their power was cast to the ground, and their cities were taken by the enemies. All right. And it's a quick precept going into that. This is Sirach 4:19. We'll start at verse 11. It says, wisdom exalteth her children, and layeth hold of them that seek her. All right, so wisdom is being likened to a woman, And we'll skip down to verse 17. It says, for at the first she will walk. We can go down to verse 19. It says, but if he go wrong, she will forsake him. And she is talking about the wisdom. She will forsake him, So just going back to the other verse. We went off, wisdom forsook us. So, the Lord wasn't with us when we went off. It says, and give him over to his own ruin. And we was destroyed, man. We had to serve these other, we had to serve in these captivities, all right? Had to serve these other nations. It says, but now they are returned to their God, because in the Lord we find rest, We become prosperous when we're serving the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah, when we return. Admitting that we went off. It says, and are come up from the places they were scattered, because the nation of Israel was scattered, even today. It says, and have possessed Jerusalem, where the sanctuary is, and are seated in the hill country, for it was desolate. Verse 20. It says, now therefore, my Lord and governor, if there be any error against this people, and they sin against their power, let us consider that this shall be their ruin. Again, because if we forsake wisdom, we start going off serving these different idols, then we're not going to be prosperous. We're going to be real low. It says, let us consider that this shall be their ruin, and let us go up, and we shall overcome them. So that, and this has happened time and time again, in the different captivities, man. Where we went off and we was without wisdom, and we were overtaken. All right, and this is why the heathen keep us low. This is why the heathen push to keep us low. We can find this in in Psalms 83. It says, "Keep not thou silence, O power; hold not thy peace; be not still, O power. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head." Talking about the other nations, because the Lord is only dealing with the nation of Israel. So all these other nations have lifted up the head in great pride and consulted against the Lord's people. The Lord's enemies, the other nations. It says, they have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. So they took crafty counsel, starting with Esau, Edom. It says crafty because this devil's mind is deep, and deep going into unsearchable. So he has unsearchable amounts of wickedness in his mind, man. That's why, again, they keep us low, and there's so many different avenues of wickedness that they got. That's why in foods, it's pork in basically everything, in the entertainment industry, that's straight wickedness, and so on and so forth. The heart is deep. It says, they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation. Let the name of Israel be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom, starting with Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagarenes, and so on and so forth. So all these nations consulted together, starting with Esau, Edom, to cut off the nation of Israel from, let me see, to cut the nation of Israel from being a nation. Oh no, to be no more in remembrance. But the Lord, it was already prophesied to make us come back to our heritage, so they're not going to succeed in doing so. All right. And just a little bit on idols. It says the worship of idols, extreme admiration, love, or reverence for something or someone. All right. And it says similar. It says idolizing, worshiping, adulation, adoration, adoring, reverence, glorification, lionizing, love, admiration, loving, admiring, hero worshiping. So that can go into anything. People, religions, something that somebody is into. This is excessive devotion to or reverence for something or for some person or thing. So again, it can go into anything. Something that's chiefly idolized in the nation of Israel is money. Because everybody feels as if they excessively need money. Which we need money to a certain extent to survive in this society. But it's going to come a point in time where we're going to rely on the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, in spirit and in truth. All right, so Lord willing, that was edifying. I'm going to close it out by saying, Call Halayim La, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua Bashim Kakdash Shalom.